Good morning and welcome back to the channel. This is Tiffany at Dynamite-Acres, and today we're going to do a rabbit video. I've had several people ask, how do I clean my rabbits? How do I keep up with kind of the mess that is rabbits? I have a video on the nutrition or the diet of my rabbits, so I'm not going to go into that very much, but I am going to say that my rabbits get unlimited hay. Their hay is more than 80% of their diet, so we have a lot of what a lot of people would call hay waste. I do use a scrap of wire and I make these hay feeders. Chocolate's cage was just cleaned out, so her hay feeder is mostly empty. I'll fill it here in a minute. You can see that she has an apple stick out of our orchard. She has a piece of actual plywood. Wood that does not have glue in it is best. And we are working on, I got to clean that corner a little bit more, but we've scraped out all of the manure. And then she has what I call a chute system. And so she's got a little piece of tin under here. It empties down into this gutter, and then it actually goes down here into this bucket. Now, this works really, really well for the urine. The manure, however, does get stuck on it because we have hay waste. So this is what her cage, this is Muffin's cage, this is what her cage looked like before I started cleaning it. As you can see, there's lots and lots of layers of hay because I do unlimited hay. I want them to have as much hay as possible. I try really hard to not be real dependent on the pellets. So this, as you can see, she didn't even eat all of her pellets. A lot of my rabbits don't eat all their pellets. But we pull all this hay out. So when we have all this waste, right? Well, a lot of people don't feed like this because of that waste. So this was the floor sweepings and off of Chocolate's cage, right? So you can see there's a lot of hair, a lot of hay, some grain. So this is, I don't call this waste because I then pick this up and I feed it to my chickens. So it does several things. In the flight pen is where I put it for the chickens. It mixes in with all that chicken poop and changes the molecular makeup of the manure in the chicken run. So then when I compost the chicken poop out of that run, it's not as hot. So then it doesn't have to compost for quite as long. In addition, the chickens are going to go through here and pick out all the grain. So we have no lost grain, if there is grain down in there. They also eat the hay. They like the alfalfa. They like the grass hay. So again, not a loss. The rest of it goes in these buckets. And as you can see, there's still hay and there's hair in there. But for the most part, this is just rabbit manure and urine. Then what I do is I take my used grain sacks and I dump those buckets in the grain sacks. Doesn't matter which one. This happens to be a chicken feed bag. So then I fill up these bags. I staple them shut and I label them with the date that I put the manure in there. And then I have several organic farmers in the area that buy these grain sack bags full of this untreated, unfiltered rabbit manure for $3 a bag. This allows them to do their organic composting teas at an affordable rate so they can keep up with their organic processing. I charge the $3 because sometimes there's a delivery or, you know, it's just a hassle for me because I could easily compost this manure for my own orchard and my own garden, and I do. All of my outdoor hutches, I keep all of that manure from underneath those hutches because it has seeds and weeds and stuff in it. This in here in my rabbit barn with the concrete floor, I feel like it's fairly weed free. The hay that I feed is horse hay, weed free horse hay. Is what I prefer to feed my rabbits. So there's not a lot of weeds in it. So this is what I sell to people who are interested in rabbit manure. Rabbit manure is awesome for your plants. It's something you can put directly on something that's growing or a plant that's struggling. And again, it does a really good job with the, organic composts and stuff. So that is cleaning the rabbit barn. Short and simple, but there's absolutely no waste. Everything is either refed or repurposed into compost, or, a little bit of profit that helps to support my bunnies. Thanks for checking in. Let me know if you have any questions and please subscribe.